Good morning, everybody. Sam Dog, the infamous 253, coming at you guys with talking about the final 53-man roster for the 2019 Seattle Seahawks season. So let's get into it really quick. I know I was trying to wait for it last night, but there were kind of some weird things going on with how we were planning the roster too. But I know they said, the backup quarterback thing's been weird. I know they said we cut Geno Smith and we cut Paxton Lynch, but there was something weird about the whole Geno Smith cutting. Like, I was sending it to my buddy Adam, and my buddy Anish said something too. It said on here, it's like, but because Smith is a vested veteran, he is not subject to waivers, meaning the Seahawks are not at risk that he would get claimed by another team. That means he instead becomes immediate free agent. The Seahawks may just have asked him to be cut for a day and then resign once the trade goes through and another roster spot opens up. One source told the Times that the plan is to try to resign Smith to be Wilson's backup. So it's kind of weird because that was just really weird to see that. So we'll see how that plays out. And but if anything else was to happen, just be aware that something else could indeed happen with the backup quarterback spot. Definitely, it was sad seeing Jerron Brown get released because I thought Jerron Brown, he was going to be slated to be one of our starting receivers. I really wanted him on the team to be one of the impact receivers. And of course, obviously Jazz Ferguson not making the squad. Hopefully he can get past waivers, be on the practice squad, but still practice squad means he's still at risk of being picked up by another team, which when I thought that if we weren't going to get Jazz Ferguson, that he would possibly get picked up by another team. And cut Cassius Marsh. So yep. Like, I was all right with that. I was all right with the cutting of Marsh. So good luck elsewhere. Maybe you'll end up in the XFL next year, Cassius Marsh. So yep. All right. 53-man roster. Obviously, we got our starting quarterback, Russell Wilson. Running backs, Chris Carson, Rashad Penny, Travis Homer, CJ Prosise. Man, I really thought we were going to try to maybe pull a trade for Prosise after, showing that he was upright. But I guess Prosise yet still remains on this team. And let's just, I know. Don't be surprised if he gets hurt again, but hopefully if he stays upright, It's like Paul Richardson, where he was hurt most of his time here in Seattle, and then he had that good year, and then he signs with the Washington Redskins. All right, so there was that. That's our running back group. Receivers, Tyler Lockett, David Moore, DK Metcalf, Gary Jennings, John Ursua, Malik Turner. Really happy John Ursua made it, though. Ursua was great, man. 7th round draft pick, got him out of Hawaii. I'm anxious to see if he can really fill in the void that Doug Baldwin leaves in the slot, because Ursua was showing some flash big time. Gary Jennings had a little bit weren't really able to get him going that much. Getting him enough balls, but hopefully that can change once the regular season starts and we can really get Gary Jennings going. David Moore, well, I know they're saying he had that injury thing. I don't know why he wasn't put on the IR. So this is pretty weird with what's going on with David Moore. So if he's healthy, if he's out there, I'll just hope that he's, because I know he developed a dropping issue, so he needs to be catching those balls. Let's just hope he can just get back to catching balls. If not, let's see what we decide to do other than that, though. And Tyler Lockett, he's going to be poised for a big year again, like he had the last year, and he's Russell's passer rating to Lockett has been perfect, all close to perfect, when hitting them on passes, especially on the deep ball. All right, tight ends, Will Dissly, Nick Vanette, and Ed Dixon, the veteran Ed Dixon. Ed Dixon's probably going to miss week 1. I know he had that injury during the training camp, and then was slated to miss like 5 weeks or a little more, and may go into week 1. So hope Ed Dixon can be ready for possibly week 2 when we go on to face the Steelers. Dissly coming off of the torn pectoral tendon. Hopefully, I just hope he can get back to what he was doing last year, because he was doing good up until the Arizona game when he got injured. So I just hope that Dissly can have a good comeback year and have a big impact at tight end, because he's a great blocker too. All right, and then of course Nick Vanette, like I mentioned. Okay, offensive line: Dwayne Brown, Mike Iupati, Justin Britt, DJ Fluker, Jermaine Ifedi, Ethan Posick, Joey Hunt, Jamarco Jones, and George Fenn. I was kind of hoping that Ifedi would be part of the Jadeveon Clowney trade instead of Jacob Martin. I mean, I really liked Martin at a linebacker spot, but and then obviously trading Barkevius Mingo, but Jermaine Ifedi, yes, just don't get any freaking false starts, man. Just gosh, I hate the false starts. Yep, so there's that with the offensive line, along with also Jamarco Jones and George Fant. I hope we can get. I mean, remember when George Fant had that catch in one of the games last year? I would love to see us throw another pass to George Fant, like we did on the Monday night game against the Minnesota Vikings. Except maybe next time we actually throw him a touchdown pass next time around when George Fant decides to go out at tight end. So yep, that's our offensive line for the year. Hopefully Solari can keep them going good. Defensive line. All right, obviously defensive line. Here we go. Obviously the trade of Jadeveon Clowney yesterday. Jadeveon Clowney, the big acquisition in the trade for the third round pick, and Barkevius Mingo and Jacob Martin. I don't know why they're still showing him on there when we already made the trade. So it is kind of weird that the Seahawks website still kept Jacob Martin and Barkevius Mingo on there when we traded them to Houston. So obviously the pass rush, you got freaking Jadeveon Clowney, Ziggy Ansah, L.J. Collier, Brandon Jackson, Rasheem Green, Quentin Jefferson, Poona Ford, Brian Moan, M-O-N-E, at Al Woods, and then of course you got the linebacker. Obviously for linebacker core next, you got Bobby Wagner, KJ Wright, Michael Kendricks, Shaquem Griffin, Cody Barton, Ben Burr-Kirven, the former Husky. I'm glad Ben Burr-Kirven's on the team. He was balling in the last game. If he gets out there, let's just hope he can make some moves when he's out, if he gets a chance to be out there with some of the stars. And then, of course, Austin Calitro is out there, too. And hope Shaquem Griffin's going to be all right, though. I know he was battling an injury, though. But, I mean, my buddy Michael Mathis, who I work with, was saying something about, like, with the whole thing with some of the linebackers, that there was possibly a chance that we could have been saying goodbye to Shaquem Griffin. But then, obviously, the Clowney trade happened when we shipped off Barkevius Mingo and Jacob Martin to Houston, so I guess that saved Shaquem Griffin for now in Seattle. And I like Shaquem Griffin on special teams, Dude can make good hits on special teams, so that's the linebacker core. Secondary is a concern. Secondary needs to play a little bit better man coverage on the receivers, and Shaquille Griffin, just try not to freaking get burned. You've been having that issue of getting burned by receivers, man, but just hope that you can have a better than what you had last year. Of course, there's Shaquem's brother Shaquille on there, Trey Flowers, Nico Thorpe, who's also a great special teams player, other than being in the secondary, Akeem Keene and Perry Nickerson. Safeties, Bradley McDougall, Tedrick Thompson, Marquise Blair, Ugo Amadi, and Lano Hill. And Ugo Amadi, he's been playing great too ever since we drafted him from Oregon. And Amadi is also, you could be seeing a lot of him returning punts and kickoffs as well. I was surprised to see him doing a lot of special teams, especially returning kickoffs and punts. So if he does that again this year, if he does that this season too, then let's see what else he can do. Maybe he might surprise us and actually take one to the house. Obviously, the special teams is Michael Dixon, Jason Myers, and then, of course, long snapper Tyler Ott, and that's basically it. I mean, be on the lookout for bringing back, just being a one-day cut with Geno Smith to be the backup quarterback, and I know we made that trade for Perry Nickerson. So, if anything else happens, just let me know down in the comments. I might still be trying to keep an eye out on the media, on Facebook, on social medias and Google and the NFL Network and a bunch of other stuff. So yeah, there's that, and that's basically the roster for now. So give me your thoughts in the comments. Hit the like button, and if you're new to the channel, hit that sub button. I appreciate all you guys that come in and support watching my videos, man. I just can't wait to get to the regular season. The best part about it, now that the preseason is over, is that now officially me and Dallas can finally start doing game picks, taking our picks on the games for the season. And I gotta say, week one's the hardest week to predict because you never know what's gonna happen week one. So we just do our best pick, and if we get it right, great, and if we get it wrong, c'est la vie, easy come, easy go, So that's just my favorite part. Finally getting back to that. So thank you guys for tuning in. Have a good rest of your Labor Day weekend. It's gonna feel good to relax. And until the next one, if you ain't with it, you ain't infamous. And as always, go Seahawks.